to, right?
Once you get that threshold.
Yo, once you get them 3 digits a month, we're laughing.
Yeah, we appreciate the love. Thank you, everyone. We love making it. Clearly, you guys love listening to it. So thank you.
I think they just want to hear the conflicting arguments between one blue and one red, isn't it? That's
nothing wrong with
we are
that.
literally
Nothing
Morpheus and they are Neo right now. They need to choose blue or red. So
choose.
Yeah, we together are the idea of Morpheus, and everyone else is the chosen ones. But anyways, Rick, how was your screen? Did you get your screen sorted, by the way? Did you get your screen protector sorted? Are you actually saving that for?
I'm kind of regretting opening the bastard. There's 3 in there. Like I said to you, I'm going to save it for a rainy day.
We need more listeners so we can afford screen protectors, everyone. I haven't got one, actually, so you get me.
You haven't got a screen protector?
No, don't even remind me, bro.
Oh, you moved over, though, didn't you? You've left Apple. You went over to
Google,
Google. Not that because you've got Android, you don't need a screen protector. That's not what I'm insinuating at all, by the way.
They're strong as hell, man. They've got their own self-built-in screen protector. No, I wish they don't really.
The problem is I'm already hooked on Apple, and unless we get some sort of a sponsor from these podcasts, I think I might be trading next one when the time comes. You see what I did there? To an Android.
Can I be honest with you, right? I don't think I've heard any podcasts or any shows where Apple is actually like a sponsor. I don't even think these guys like to sponsor places, to be honest with you.
They've got the monopoly. Apologies for that. That's clearly my daughter's coins.
No, that's fine. But again, this is for the screen protector, by the way. See what we're doing?
This is me going through the screen protector, trying to put it back together so I don't leave it into a tip.
It's cracked in many pieces. That's what it sounds like.
This is an office that I share with my wife. So it is our office. It is not my space. It is her space that I occasionally use. It's not even ours, it's hers.
It sounds like a feminine social media thing, her space, right? Or it could be something totally different that doesn't even have to be cleaned. So anyway,
it could be anything, yeah.
Anything really. Anything.
They space.
Them space, innit? Come on, bro. It's
what
them
we're here
space.
For. Them, they, he. Oh no, can't say he, she. Listen, we're all neutral. You're right. It is them.
All
space,
them pronouns.
not
It's them space. Yeah. It's them space, yeah.
Yeah. You can see me. I'm taking over. I'm like, which one is it?
It's working. It's basically trying to find the best way to not offend people.
To be fair, that's exactly what I'm doing. I was listening to Talk Sport driving into work this morning, and they were talking about James Bond, and they went, I wonder who is going to be next. You know, whoever it is, he will be amazing. And they went, her, and then they went, yeah, well, in today's day and age, I was like, oh, stop showing your age, lads. Stop talking like that, lads. We're not doing it because today's day and age.
No. But look, I'm sorry.
Being inclusive for everybody.
The name of the character is James Bond. It's not Jamie Bond, right? It's not like an ambiguous name. It's, you know what I mean? It's not Juliet or anything like that. Jules. It's James Bond. And the character...
Jane Bond.
Exactly, Jane Bond. What's that? Jane Bond? Nah. Go with the 007. If it was just called 007 and no actual first name, that's fine. But you can't have a James Bond Jane.
You know what? You say that, right? Reminds me of the Ricky Gervais joke where he talks about all-female cast and making a breakthrough. There's an Ocean 11 all-female cast and Ghostbusters, and it says, because you're guaranteed success for for half the price. And I was like, but this is not me. I got no credit on that. That is Ricky Gervais.
He's so
when he
right.
did it I love that guy. I'm not going to lie. He's too funny. Too funny.
The Golden Globes, that was some of the best things I've ever seen. Even 100%. Better than some stand-up comedians, to be honest, and who dedicate a whole set to it, because he did it so effortlessly. Just
brilliant.
Effortless.
Brilliant.
But the James Bond. I agree that obviously there will be a next one, but I'm sorry, but it can't be a woman.
Well, while we're on it, who do you want? Who do you think should be it?
I've always liked the idea of like an Idris Elba doing it. To be honest, I think he's got the white geez. You know what I mean? Like he's got that.
I'm sure he'll change his accent. I'm sure he's not going to sound like he's from East End of London. Oh, I pet. Shake martini, shake and not stirred, will you, love?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say pet is more like Geordie.
So, Geordie. No worries, pet. Hey, where are you from?
Yeah, Geordie James Bond. That's a Geordie Bond. Is that what you're saying?
Geordie Bond. Stop it. Geordie Bond.
That could even be
Who's
like
Geordie though? That'll be that. What's his name? Charlie Huntsman. What's his name? The guy who did. No, it can't be. Fuck off.
It's that Ant and Deck guy.
What he'll be is they'll both get the role and they'll take it in turns. That is the ultimate spy. Who are you, Mr. Bond? You don't look like Mr. Bond. I just spoke to
like
Mr.
2 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
I am Mr. Bond, and then the other guy.
Same accent. You can never tell. You can never tell. You know what I mean? No Tash. No, I think someone like an Idris Elba, or personally, if it was a couple of years ago, like someone like a Clive Owen, I think Clive Owen would have been a very good one.
Love Clive Owen, such
you know
a
what I
great
mean?
actor. One of my favorite movies of his is that one where he gets what's it called in the bank? Oh, I forgot. It's escaping.
Inside Man.
Inside Man. Thank you. Because they talk about the Albanian dictator. He's like, that scene. Do you remember? Yeah, when he's playing out, blaring out, like, what is this? Yeah,
bringing the people in. Yeah,
quality.
she's like, yeah, it's Emma just like, oh, okay, nice one.
Since watching that movie, I've been a huge fan of Clive Owen. To be fair.
For me,
what else did I watch of his?
Children of Men. That was the one where it's like post-apocalyptic, isn't it? Basically, I think some kid, he has to take some kid to a woman or something. I can't remember what it was, but I really like that movie. Anything post-apocalyptic is mine. Like, it's up my street. I watched that Bodies. Actually, since we're talking about series, I was watching Bodies, the one that our friend recommended.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, right? It was good. The ending was a bit like, really?
Well, you watched it all.
I watched it all. Yeah, I watched it all. I binged it, and I enjoyed the concept. It was very good, but like I said, the ending, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. So you go read it out there if you haven't watched it. If you don't want to watch it, it was just a bit bland. It was a bit safe as an ending. It was like really predictable.
Right.
It disappointed me a little bit by the end, but it was sort of kind of captivating in some episodes. But it was overall good watch if you ever get a chance to watch it, get it done. It's pretty decent.
No, definitely. No, probably will. Mrs. and I have been looking for a new show to watch, so I think we'll definitely give that one a go since my guy recommended, and man like Larry says, yeah, give it a go, but I'm not going to spoil the ending. No, but then again, you are a movie critic, are you? You are Mr. Rotten Tomato.
Well,
Or is it tomatoes? Plural or singular? I'm not sure. Anyway, but that is you, Mr. Rotten Tomato.
I'm like a flopped cucumber, to be honest with you, mate. That's what I'm like.
The one that's left behind on the supermarket that nobody wants and everybody touches, but nobody wants it.
The one that's been stripped and everyone touches, but no one wants. Yeah, I feel like a prostitute of the vegetable world, to be honest with you. But yeah, so flop cucumber. That's definitely part of the title of the episode.
Clearly, has to be.
But no, I think the only reason I say I don't want to spoil it is because if I tell you the ending, guaranteed you'll be like, really, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, don't tell me.
So make your own mind. And so far, I haven't let you down with the Night Agent and the Recruit. They've been good.
No, the Recruit was sick. To be fair, really enjoyed. And Night Agent was good. But what I've been watching was obviously Marvel. So I watched Loki season 2. I watched all of that. I was really impressed with that. Yeah, all of it. Okay. I kind of binged over the weekend. Had some work to do for work, and then I was like, right, let me just binge this. Sat down. The missus loved it as well. To be fair, she was like, I've not seen the first one. I was like, right, let's quickly watch the last episode of season 1, basically, and it takes off from here. And we did that, and she enjoyed it. To be fair, she really enjoyed it. She wasn't a huge Marvel fan before we got together.
Yeah.
And then obviously when we first met, it was like, I said, go watch. I can't remember the first Marvel film we watched together. To be fair,
probably one of the Avengers, wouldn't it?
It would have been Avengers something. It would have been like a Kappa Avenger, Civil War. I don't know. Maybe one. I don't know. But anyway, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
What to show, by the way. Like if it was
Civil
the first
War
one,
is epic. Yeah,
great one. I really do. To be fair, I like obviously ever since Iron Man, all the Marvels have been really, really good. Yeah. With a few exceptions, but they've been really, really good in general.
Yeah. Overall, it still told the story and linked in really well, haven't they? So what they did with the Marvel Cinematic Universe was pretty sick. Now they've gone a bit downhill, but that's for a different podcast. But no, I remember. And anyway, since then, going back to the bit I was saying, so she's become a bit of a Marvel fan as well.
Oh, that's good.
She enjoys it. So yeah, no, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed watching Loki 2 again. Won't spoil anything, but I really, really enjoyed it. Really clever, very well written.
I think I told you why I didn't finish the first season. It's because it became too much of a detective type of show. Do you know what I mean? It reminded me of, when you're playing sort of like first person shooter games, and then you have to go to someone and then they give you a mission and then you finish that and then you have to go to someone else and get a mission. It felt a bit too much like that. But again, I need to watch the end and so I'm guessing that there's a link there somewhere. But that's why I was a bit put off, because I was thinking, this is meant to be, sort of a sci-fi thing, and it's become too detective-like, and Loki's become from this really hated person. I think, I'll be honest with you, right? It was probably, I think there's 8 episodes of the first season.
I'm not 100%.
8 or 10 episodes?
I don't think it's double digits. I think it could be 8 or
8. No, 6, sure. You're right, it was 6, I think.
6 is the second, I know for definite. First one, I'm not 100%.
I think, well, either way, I got to the first, to the last second to last episode, so the penultimate episode. That's what I got to, and then I was like, even though it's like that's probably the worst place to pause it. Why don't you just finish it?
I was going to say, why didn't you just finish? It's like literally another 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. 45 minutes at the very most, isn't it?
Well, even then, it's like with credits at the end, like 7-8 minutes of credits. Now, watch the last one. It's a good one, the last one. Watch the last one, because the Loki's last one, if you're going to be watching anything else, again, this is for you and the listeners, if you haven't watched it, and you're going to try and watch the next phase of Marvel, it kind of touches and it kind of sets the precedent for what's about to happen for the rest of this Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Was it the one with
really
Kang
important.
Dynasty, isn't it? Is it Kang Dynasty?
Kang Dynasty, yeah. So obviously... Yeah,
because it got panned. It got panned, that the Kang Dynasty movie. I didn't, not many good words came out about that. So I don't know. Again, that's just maybe these are just sort of critics of the Marvel universe who have been studying this for many years. But for someone like a casual Marvel fan, I don't know. Is it worth watching? I don't. Maybe.
Definitely. I'd recommend it. If you watch the first one, mind you, I'm hooked. Obviously, I'm a fan. Obviously, since
you've been a fan for a long time.
In my early 20s. I've been a huge fan, even like late teens, maybe when our first Iron Man came out. Anyway. Oh, yeah. 08, weren't it? Like 08 or 09.
Oh, wait, yeah. It was 08, the first Iron Man. And I'll be honest, right, the main reason I watched it because the director, Jon Favreau, I really liked him. Obviously from Vince Vaughn movies, he was in Friends, as the UFC fighter and all that. So that's the reason I watched it.
Super-ish UFC fighter,
yeah, that's it. Fight's over. But that's the main reason I watched it. But then after that, even the second one was just epic as well. I really enjoyed the one with Mickey Rourke, isn't it? The one with was it Whiplash? What's his name? Whiplash?
I think Whiplash. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a really good one as well. Third one was a bit too far with all the robots flying, and it's like stop it.
Yeah, but people blowing up from the neck upwards.
Yeah. It's like, come on, mate, come on, what's going on here? But yeah, I think where else did I watch something? Did you, on Amazon Prime? If you have it, there's a movie with Gerard Butler called Kandahar. I watched that recently as well.
Yes, I watched that. Is that the one where he's an underagent spy and they do something to the IT something, and then he just explodes Iran or somewhere. I can't remember. It's always the Middle East bit, isn't it? Like it's always the white guy beats the brown guy. You win again.
Always. But they made it. It was about like him having an interpreter going to Afghanistan or something like that, and then they turn on him, and then he's a wanted man by the Iranian government, and the Pakistani government. Yes. Which was all right, but I preferred the Jake Gyllenhaal one with the interpreter.
Yeah,
I preferred
that. The Jake Gyllenhaal one. That was really good. And I like the actor Guy Ritchie. He's such a great actor, great director. Sorry, so I like that. Fantastic film. I mean, I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
You probably watched all the Guy Ritchie movies anyway. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. There's Snatch. There's Rock and Roller.
Snatch is one of my favorites. I'm not going to lie.
Snatch is
one of my favorite films.
Movie.
Full stop.
Yeah. Great movie. No, I agree with you on that one. Rock and Roller, I like that as well with Gerard Butler.
Rock and Roller was good, but for me, Snatch just, I don't know what it is. I think Brad Pitt in Snatch is just like quality.
Yeah. Quality. No, Jason Statham as well. That was, I think,
Jason Statham, early days. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, early days of Jason.
But Guy Ritchie's really got some good movies, man.
Because even the one where it's the Huntsman, I forgot what it's called. Arthur, the King Arthur one. I don't know the full title, but
with Charlie Hunnam.
Is my guy quickly typing in Guy Ritchie?
You best believe I'm just typing it in. So let me just give me. Oh, that's the other one as well. Operation Fortune with the
with Jason Statham and watch that. Fantastic.
That's a good one. Film. Wrath of Man, I watched that as well. Another good movie. Again, when you say good movie, you have to be in the mood.
Let me see, which one is that one? The Guy Ritchie.
I think.
Yes, with Jason Statham, where he loses his son and then he pretends. Yeah, great film.
That's right. Great film. And you know what? That was actually one of the best action movies that I've seen recently because it was different, wasn't it? From different camera angles, and then you find out it's his son. Oh, really good. Sorry for spoiling it, by the way. I should have called spoiler on that one.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're too late now, so get over it.
We'll edit and put the spoiler first. If it doesn't make sense, you just hear talking and then spoiler.
No, actually, I'll put the spoiler right over the bit that I actually spoil, and then all you hear is just spoiler.
Yes, love that. Do that. If you've got time.
And Sherlock Holmes, by the way, that's another series that is
quality Sherlock Holmes, man. This is what I mean. Like he's a great director. Sorry, I keep calling him actor, but great director. Really
filmmaker in general, isn't he? Filmmaker in general, he's really good.
Fantastic.
But I tell you what, Rick. I mean, probably we should touch upon the football that we had over the weekend. I'll be honest. Before we go too much into it, I watched the Arsenal match. I watched the first half of the Chelsea-Man City game, and I left it at 2-2 basically. So I'd like to pick up on that match. But any other matches, obviously, we'll just touch upon the scoreline. Didn't really get a chance to watch many of them, so apart from Newcastle, obviously they got, which was fun to experience and witness. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when they become a challenge for your team, don't they, or a rival towards your team.
That's it. Especially from like you said, from last week, which was.
But did you watch the Arsenal game? Because it looked a bit shaky, didn't it, to start with, like first 30 minutes or something like that? Again, I didn't watch it. I heard it on the radio, and it was 0-0, and it looked like as if they were. But then again, listen, without focusing on Arsenal, can we touch on Burnley? They're breaking records for all the wrong reasons.
For all the wrong reasons, yeah. It's no good. And the fact that
haven't won a game of that.
Company came out and he said, "I'm proud of these lads. They're going to keep fighting, keep working." I'm thinking, bro, what they're fighting towards? Because if they're fighting towards another loss, then yeah, you won it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, achievement unlocked. Now you've broken Lampard's record. You've broken Gerrard's record. Well done. Great stuff. Great achievement. It really is. So yeah, with Burnley, they had a couple of moments where they sort of got in behind, and that's just purely because of Arsenal's high line of three. But look, they were not a threat at all. That goal that they scored, again, lapse of concentration from our defense. They just walked through it. But yeah, nothing to watch Burnley and think, yeah, these guys are going to do anything good. They're really not. They're really not. And yeah, we dominated. We dominated from the beginning. Like I said, a couple of shaky moments when we were just a bit higher up than we should have been. But apart from that, it was just a dominant performance from Arsenal. And Saliba scores, Zinchenko scores, and Trossard as well. So again, Saliba, when he scores, he just adds another notch to his talent. He is, he's becoming rapidly probably one of the best, if not arguably the best defender in the league right now. He is that good. He's machine, absolute machine.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie.
Absolute machine, and I'm glad that we kept him. I'm glad Arteta worked that out, and that's when we look back on Arteta, or Arsenal fans, when we look back on Arteta's tenure, that will be one of the highlights of it. He kept Saliba, signed him to another contract, and he's just bossed it ever since. But again, I don't really have much to add, to be fair, because nothing new or nothing exciting happened.
Game, can you really? Can't be like we're going to win the league after being Burnley 3-0.
We had to win.
Sorry,
we had to win. We were at home, like you said, and we won. We did that again. Another tick, done. Move on to the next match. There's no point really talking about this next weekend. Sorry, not next weekend. After the international break, that's when everything opens up. You got Man City. Is it Man City, Liverpool?
City Liverpool, yeah, absolutely.
Liverpool, and we face Brentford. So again, I know
it's a tough game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I was just about to say, that they're a bit trickier than people just saying, "Oh, it's only Brentford." No, it's never just only Brentford, because
is it?
First game, what was it? 2 seasons ago? First game they beat us, in the opening game of the season. So 2-0. Who saw that coming? No one did. So if we can capitalize on whatever happens with the Man City game, hopefully Liverpool can put up a great challenge, like a Chelsea sort of thing, do us a favour. But then, we need to step up as well. So as much as I'd like to rely on other teams, no, we can't rely on other teams. We need to go out there and do our own business. So, but
of course. I don't think Brentford is going to be a walkthrough, though.
No, not at all.
Especially the way they've been playing as well. I know they got beat by, was it West Ham that beat them 3-2? No, it wasn't West Ham. It was Liverpool beat them 3-0. Sorry.
Yeah,
West Ham played against somebody else yesterday.
I think they lost, didn't they? Didn't West Ham lose?
No, West Ham won 3-2 against Nottingham Forest. But no, Liverpool
they actually won.
Brentford.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Liverpool beat Brentford 3-1. 3-0. 3-0 they got. Yeah,
they did,
3-0. So I know that, but again, going away to Arsenal, it all depends on what team turns up. Is he going to try and be defensive? But again, I think you guys have got the firepower. He might win 1-2. If you score early, you probably could win like Liverpool 3-0, 4-1. But it should be tighter than you think. But then again, it's only teams like these come to Stamford Bridge and beat Chelsea, because we're above Brentford and they beat us 2-0.
Yeah.
And in the last 5 games, last 4 games, they drew, lost, beat Chelsea, and then drew again.
Yeah, so 2 draws, 1 win, and a loss. But not, like you said, there'll be no surprise.
Can I just apologise to the listeners there, by the way? That was my eyesight that had just failed me. I looked at the Chelsea loss record, and rather than looking at the Brentford record,
it's not going to be much difference.
What a fool. Do apologise, clearly.
That's all right. I mean,
Oh,
how does it feel? How does it feel getting that sort of, looking at that record for Chelsea?
Bro, I looked at that and I thought it was Brentford and I'm trashing it, and it turns out it's my own team.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not been great for them, draw, loss,
No.
WD. And I was like, what? That is
Yeah.
Chelsea's record.
So I was going to say, I mean, Brentford can't really be any further than that in terms of their record, right? They must be the same.
No, much better, mate. To be fair, they've got a lot more W's in there than we have.
So they've got a lot more greens than that.
A lot more greens. Love that. A lot more greens.
Actually, before we do move on to Arsenal, because obviously there's one real match that we should be talking about. Did you see the red card on Vieira?
No, I didn't watch it. I tried to stay awake as well, to be fair, to watch the match of the day. And
match of the day, yeah.
I just went to bed. I didn't really watch anything on Arsenal.
I think it was definitely a red, by the way. It's not going to be a podcast where I defend Vieira or anything. It was completely insane. He went studs in, sort of scraped the top of I can't remember who the player was, scraped the top of his knee. And it looked a lot worse on slow-mo, but at the end of the day, it was a reckless challenge. He shouldn't have gone in like that. We were winning. They shouldn't have done that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say I will agree with Arteta where, why don't they ask about VAR when something's gone against them? Because Arteta came out and he said, oh, yeah, we totally agree. Why don't you ask me about VAR today? He said, totally agree with the decision that they made, because it was the right decision that they made. So it should prove to the PGMOL that and the FA that Arsenal or Arteta that he's not being unfair with what he says. He has a point with what happened against Newcastle, and the fact that he's speaking up, I genuinely think a lot more coaches are going to do the same thing. So yeah, it's a bit weird from the journalists that when Arteta's not kicking off, they don't ask him, but when he's kicking off,
that
they
doesn't
do.
Sell, though, does it? That doesn't sell. It's when you kick off, you get asked. I think he was saying for Pochettino as well. He came out and said something to the referee that he wasn't happy with. I can't understand what he was getting angry about,
because he was shouting yellow, wasn't he? He was shouting book him or yellow card or
something like that. I think the bit that I saw there was when the game finished and Cucurella won the ball, and it looked like we're in a counter attack, and I was like, oh, he blew the whistle. I was like, oh, what's he blow the whistle now for? We're about to go
finished,
score.
Didn't he? Yeah.
But then there were like 4 defenders in front of him, and I was like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't understand that, actually, because again, it was Pochettino yelling for a yellow. I mean, Cucurella, I think he fouled, didn't he? Didn't he foul someone? And then the whistle blew?
No, he won the ball. There was a challenge. He won it, got in front of the player, and started running with it. And the referee blew the whistle. And he was like, "What's happening here?" But
right, okay. I was going to say, I don't know why Pochettino was asking for the yellow for his own player. Or
I don't know what he was doing, but
I don't know.
The referee at one point, I felt like he had a decent game. To be fair, and I'm not saying this because of the result. He let what he could. I think he could have let a lot more go. There was some challenges.
He was careful,
like, come on.
He was extra careful.
I think it was Raheem Sterling on Rodri or something. I even sent a group chat. I sent a voice, and I was like, how is Sterling got him down? Yeah. Like, look at the size difference here.
It's easy if Rodri flops. Do you know what I mean? If he's flopping,
but that's it. But like, as a referee, know that as well. Know, like, you are this player. This is your character. This is your persona. This is your strength level against Sterling. That's not you, bro.
I know, but the thing is, with the referee, I wouldn't like the fact that he's going in there with preconceived notions of the players, because every game should be treated as a brand new game, as a clean slate.
You should know when to flop. I agree with you. Like, if it comes to diving and stuff like that, but like somebody in the middle of the park, Raheem Sterling just giving you a little shoulder barge, or more than anything, shoulder to hip. It's like, come on.
They're trying to get that red card, aren't they? They're trying to get that red card because,
to be fair,
it was a tough game. It was a tough game for City. It was a tough game for City. It really was. But no, sorry. I'll just finish it on Arsenal. I don't have anything else to add, by the way. It was just that. It's just that one about Vieira.
Arsenal. I don't have anything else to add.
That's it. I just wanted to make it clear that we have finished with that. But City for City, it was not an easy game by any means whatsoever. They did struggle, and there was a couple of times where I thought like Chelsea were really going to have them, because you played one of the best bits of football that you've played in the last 2 seasons.
We really have really played.
Last really, 2 seasons, by the way. Like,
we haven't beat City, since 2021. We got beat by City 1-0, 3-0, 4-1. Okay, fair enough. But like, you think to yourself, you guys didn't have the investment that Chelsea had, even in the previous years. Do you know what I mean? Not even now when Todd Bowley came in. Even previous years, we were buying 60, 70, 80 million pound goalkeepers and strikers and so on. But still, we just could not beat City, apart from that Champions League and an FA Cup. But in the league itself, we could not beat City. City beat us since 2021, home and away. and it got to the point where we couldn't even score against City. And now,
I know that feeling. So
no,
yeah,
well, yeah, you
right.
won, we drew. But to be fair, for me, I'd take the draw all day, every day, because I don't. Okay, I would have loved to have won the game.
Can we just not lie to ourselves? It was a great
It was
result.
a fantastic game of football. And it was a
Great
good result. Yeah, it was a
great result.
result. Great. Okay. For me, a great result would be a W.
Yeah, obviously.
It was a good result. Yeah, exactly. So for me, I'm going to call the word good. I'm going to say good instead of great.
For me,
it was good. It was
good also, because it could have been great if Chelsea won, but you didn't do us that favour this time. So screw you. All right. It was a good result. It was a good result. Bye. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
But no, to be fair, it was a terrific game. That's one thing that we can say about it. It was a great game because it was end to end.
Very entertaining.
And you're right. The way we played was fantastic. We did not give them time to breathe. And this is what I was saying. I don't understand why we do this against City. We do this against Arsenal. And we didn't do it at Spurs for the first 10, 15 minutes. But then we started getting in their face. And that's when Romero, I felt, started kicking and trying to foul and his dirty tactics. And he got sent off, rightly so. The game changed for me before the game. Sorry, Chelsea's intensity increased before the red card last week on Monday night. Whereas yesterday, it was just fantastic from the start. We were pressing. We were not giving him time. We had options each time. Cole Palmer got the ball. He had 3 or 4 options. Reece James was running behind him for support. Cucurella had a good game.
James,
not great,
by the way,
good
had
game.
A fantastic game.
Reece James, he is fantastic. This is the thing. He is on form. He is fantastic.
No, Rick, I agree that he can be fantastic, but I just don't feel like there's enough consistency in what he does.
Yeah,
injuries aside,
that's it. Well,
without the injuries,
we'll see. We'll judge him. For me, I would say to you, like, don't judge him just yet. Give it till the end of the season. Let's see what happens. Because when the team have been so shit, Reece James, one play is not going to make a difference.
He's not.
You had a bit of quality like Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling hit some form. I mean, listen, I've been chatting shit about Raheem Sterling every day, right? Every day, so every podcast and every day at work and whoever I speak to.
I can vouch for that. You have, yes.
For the past 3 games against Arsenal, Spurs, and today, and even a little bit, and yesterday, sorry. He has been playing fantastic football, where just slowing the game down, then running, but not slowing by passing the ball backwards. Kyle Walker couldn't do nothing. Kyle Walker was arguably the best right back in the country right now, right?
Until yesterday.
Until Raheem did him dirty. But this is the thing: if you try to run at Kyle Walker, you're not going to beat him for pace. Raheem used his experience, used his skill of, like, let me slow him down, let me turn him in, let me turn him out, let me accelerate now. And Kyle Walker couldn't deal with that.
Couldn't deal with it, no. It was too much.
It wasn't even like Cucurella was going up to support him. I don't know if you know that. There wasn't much overlapping like a Ben White does with Saka, or not so much. But Cucurella was more like staying in there.
Times it happened, but that was it. I think
then he kind of died down, didn't it? Like, he didn't do it much.
I think after Cucurella sort of brought down Haaland for the penalty, I think that's when his game changed a little bit. Maybe he wanted to be a bit more careful. Which we'll get.
We'll get definitely, because that's we'll have a chat. I want to get your opinion on that. But yeah, overall for me,
just looking at the Chelsea players, for who impressed me most, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling was fantastic. Reece James was fantastic. Again, I think you definitely need a better replacement for Gallagher, because I think he was at fault for that goal, by the way. That goal that Akanji scores, he's at fault for that. He walks away from that defensive line. He literally walks away knowing that there's no one in the centre. I saw that.
Switched off for that. Yeah, I'll have to watch it again where he was, because I was trying to pay attention. Could the ball have been like stopped at the cross? Could we have stopped the cross sooner? Because Cole Palmer didn't close it down quickly. But then when the ball came in, I felt like they all just switched off. I don't know how he got such a free header in the box.
That's literally how. Again, Silva was making his way back, but Gallagher was already in that position. Then Gallagher walked out without. So
Gallagher should have stayed there without letting him come in. Yeah. So they tried to wait a little bit. Yeah, maybe because that would not happen because you've seen many times when the midfielder is replace the defender in that position and allow them, if the ball's the opposite side of the pitch, the left back or the right back goes back in their position.
You're a team at the end of the day.
I see what you're saying. When the ball's at the edge of the box, you can't really be like, actually, do you know what, mate? I'll start jogging out. I'm
just going to be over here.
I'll watch it again. I'll be honest, I didn't see it 100%, but I'll take your word for it, because, maybe that's what caused the free header, because nobody was there. Everybody was then just looking around. It reminded me of that Spider-Man meme, where they both pointed,
literally point at everyone
in that triangle, like who.
It's like a Mexican.
And I was disappointed with that goal.
That was for me. He was probably not your weakest link, but I didn't really rate him on
weakest link was Enzo Fernandez. Weakest link was Enzo. He lost so many balls yesterday. He literally was shocking.
He was playing too deep. I don't understand why he was.
the thing is, he's playing deep because that's arguably one of his best positions if he's not being asked to do a lot of defensive work and then just spray the ball and cross it and pass it. But he was trying passes that he between two players, and he started speaking Albanian there.
We just do that,
I was like, we just do that, but yeah, between two players, and I'm thinking, like, bro, like, what are you doing? You can do that against a Luton. You can do it. No disrespect to these teams, but this is not Man City, coached by Guardiola. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. World class players, by the way, like actually world class players.
World class players,
just on paper, they are really good.
Who kind of can? I don't know how, but yeah. But for me, Enzo was the weakest link, hands down, the weakest link for me. And then second to him, I would have gone with for me, it's between Caicedo and Jackson. Although Jackson scored and he showed really good anticipation, it's the thing is with Jackson, he's not. Again, just listen, just take it. I'm talking sense. I talked about Raheem, and no, I don't mean you. I mean to the listeners because I can hear the listeners going like, "What's he talking about? He's fucking scored 4 goals in 2 games. What's he chatting?"
Nah, come on.
But what I mean is, he's not doing the fundamental things right, the basics. So, Raheem, do you remember when Reece James got the ball from Cole Palmer and Cole Palmer one pass took 3 players out? James was running at goal, right? We were 3 against 2. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
I'm screaming at the TV. I'm getting so vexed right now. I'm literally, man, I'm getting vexed.
I can see
I'm
you
screaming at the TV. I'm screaming at the TV, going, bro, just run to the right. Like, just run to the right so that Reece James run in the middle. He's got options, shoot or left and right.
Yeah.
He stayed at his left. He marked him and Raheem. One defender marked him and Raheem Sterling. And I was like, what is this? And that was when we were 2-1 up.
Yeah, decision making was not good. Was not good, by the way. No.
But that's, as a striker, that's basic stuff. There was a ball Raheem Sterling had. Even Wrighty touched on it because... Did you watch Match of the Day?
Not the Chelsea one.
No, the Chelsea one. Right, okay. So anyway, Wrighty was touching on it as well. And I thought this during the matches. Raheem Sterling got in such good positions, but the attacker was not attacking the near post. He was staying at the penalty spot.
Oh, like, that's right.
Just get in there.
That's right. Right, he drew the squares, didn't he? He was like, this is where you want the players to make.
This is where you want to move and be here and go there.
Right.
And that is literally that's why Diego Costa was so good for us, because Costa would go either back post or front post. He'll vary his runs, but he'll always run. Yeah. My guy decides to stay in the penalty spot waiting for a cutback. You can only wait for a cutback if you've got a player running to the near post to drag the defender. If the defender,
was Gallagher as well, by the way. That was Gallagher in
that. Gallagher can get away with it because he's a midfielder. As an attacker, the attacker needs to make that run so that Gallagher can have the space in the middle. Do you know what I mean? This is how Frank Lampard scored so many goals for Chelsea, because Didier would run, Duff, Ian Robin, Matthias Kesman. No, I'm joking. Kesman was doing the runs. Who's that? Did he say Benzema? No, Kesman.
No, you're right though. You're right, and I think for me, well, there you go. Then you've just named pretty much between us. We've named your midfield: Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher. And maybe that's not Enzo's
between us. Yeah, but for me, Gallagher played well. I liked Gallagher's strength in there because it reminded me Chelsea need that kind of player in midfield, somebody who's kind of a no shit taking. I'm going to go in for challenges and so on, because he needed to do that, especially against Rodri a couple of times. Rodri was bossing like with his physicality in that midfield. And then Gallagher just went a couple of times, like, let's not get carried away now, mate, because I'm here also. Yeah. It could have gone very wrong, but he controlled his levels of aggression really well. He kind of got to a point where he was like, but no, he's improving. He's improving.
You've got too much faith in Gallagher than I do.
I do. No, you're right.
I've said from time and don't get me wrong, a couple of times this season where I genuinely changed my mind. I thought Gallagher, he had decent games, but just yesterday, especially with that mistake for the goal, or just not the mistake really, it wasn't a mistake. He just walked away. I felt like, come on, man, you're not scoring every other game or every other week. You're not contributing too much. But then for you to, do that, sort of walk away from that cross and let Akanji just have a free header, it's beyond me. But
I agree.
Like you said, maybe one mistake is not gonna define a player, which is fair enough.
He needs more goals, but then again, the whole team needs a lot of goals, because think of it, this time last year we were talking, we haven't scored since so and so, and now in a space of 7 days we've scored 8 goals, albeit one of them was against 9 teams, but it doesn't matter. The history books will remember
that was their fault.
That was their fault, exactly.
It was not a handicap match, that was their fault.
But focusing on the positives, like you say, like obviously we got out of the negatives, so focus on the shit sandwich feedback.
Yeah,
Reece James was fantastic, up and down. Gusto came on, he did all right. I can't believe he did not hit the target.
What was that?
Oh my God, he's right-footed. He had enough space to go either near post or far post. I can't believe he did that, but he still played well.
20 grand. That's all I asked
Yeah.
for.
Grealish, when he brought Grealish on, I felt like Mid-City weaker. Should have kept Doku on, especially with Reece James coming off. Definitely should have kept Doku on.
Because
but no,
Doku was unpredictable, whereas Grealish, you know exactly what he's going to do.
Grealish is going to slow the game right down, trying to get a free kick, and that's it.
That's it. That's exactly it.
But,
he's not the right guy. Doku, on the other hand, obviously Reece James kept him very, very quiet.
No, he did,
very quiet. Apart from that, obviously, I think he crossed it. He crossed it, didn't he? For the Akanji goal, I think it was him who crossed it.
No, it was Silva. I think
Silva got the cross.
He was the one who kind of gave Caicedo a little nudge on the right.
Yeah.
And then Caicedo ran into James, and that's what led to the penalties. But we'll touch on that towards the end.
We'll touch on that now, to be fair, because we'll just let's talk about the goals. There was 8 goals to go through, so let's just rattle through them. Obviously, Haaland penalty. Cucurella brought him down. I know what you're going to say before you say it. There was a bit. There was a bit of a tug from Haaland on Cucurella, but the fact that Cucurella had arms or perceived to have his arms around Haaland.
He dragged him back. But Haaland was very clever at going down, and defenders will always go down. Yeah. Haaland won that penalty, and it was a penalty.
It was.
With his only way it's not a penalty is if you really scrutinise it under the microscope, and you can see when it shows the angle and so on. He pulls Cucurella down.
You saw it. Yeah, you saw it.
And the word is pull. He doesn't tug. He literally pulls his arm towards him and then gets in front. That's how he gets that extra space. Once he gets that extra space, Cucurella's chasing back, and then all of a sudden that's how Haaland effectively moved him out of the way. Although it might have been a couple of centimetres out of the way, he moved him out of the way. But I can't argue with it. I could actually make an argument, but we don't have time.
You just did, to be fair. Well, you just did, though.
I just did slightly. I was going to go more into it, but let's leave it at that. But no, it was a penalty. It was a penalty. If he didn't get given as a penalty, I would also understand why. But it was a really soft pen. Let's be serious. I'm not saying that because it's Chelsea, but it's a super soft pen.
I'm in agreement with you. I think watching the replay, I was kind of. I said out loud. I said, why is this a penalty? Because there's two players at fault here, but it is
also the ball though. Was he really going to get the ball? The ball was coming to Thiago Silva's head. He was literally less than a yard away from hitting Thiago on the head, and then Haaland goes down and gets a pen. Like, you got to be realistic. But anyway, if he went for Chelsea, I'd be like making arguments for, against Chelsea, making arguments against. You know what I mean? It could go either way, but it was a soft pen.
It was definitely a soft pen, and I guess the only good thing that you can take out of that is the fact that they're trying to keep it consistent with the bullshit penalties that they're giving. Fair enough. PGMOL doing a great job. But so that obviously that makes it 1-0, and then for me, probably one of the best set piece movements that I've seen this season.
Fantastic.
Because if you watch that back, you watch Thiago Silva, he's hiding behind Disasi, right? Because Disasi's huge. That ball comes in. Haaland has no idea that Thiago's running behind his shoulder and ready to get that header in. Yeah. And again, I watched that 3 times on replay, and it was amazing to see Thiago do that, because I really rate him.
And another free header.
Free header, exactly. But the thing is, this time players were there. If Haaland had seen Thiago running, he would have covered him because he's huge. But the fact that they played it that way, was hiding behind Disasi, deceiving almost. Almost, it was deceiving. And then he just...
It was a Houdini move.
It was, you know what? That was a Houdini set piece. I love that. Can I write that down?
Houdini. You can write that down.
I'm going to write that down real quick. Houdini.
H.
Set piece. Cool. No. I like that. But
that's literally what I enjoyed that. It was a really good. I was clearly can see it's from the training ground, and it's working, because we've never seen anything creative on set pieces from any of the previous 3 managers.
Chelsea iterations, Chelsea iterations,
that.
You can write that down as well.
Let me get a pen.
No. Thiago Silva. So that was, again, that makes it 1-1. At that point, I'm not surprised that Chelsea scored, because you really played very, very well. And you look at the expected goals at the end, it was very close. Yours was 2.96. Theirs was 2.90. So, very, very closely fought battle, really.
No, we went toe-to-toe with them. And to be fair, once we went 1-0, I did think fuck, we're going to be in for an evening tonight.
Yeah.
Because I was watching with my father-in-law, and he was like, don't worry. Those things are like an even... So don't worry, it's only football. Like, bro, this is not football. This is Man City versus Chelsea.
I can't watch football with those people. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
And then he got into it as well. He was supporting. He's a Liverpool fan not a fan. He likes Liverpool, but anyway, he got into Chelsea for the sake of me, I guess. And,
why do most Albanians like Liverpool, by the way? Can I just say that? I'm not a
colour red, I guess.
you know, I never even thought of that. I was going to say like,
It is,
because of the 70s and 80s where they were really good, and that was probably the only
I
English
just
team
went
that
with
we
red.
knew.
Be serious. In
Fair
the
point.
70s and 80s, they were watching Serie A, bro. They were watching Maradona and
You say
Baggio.
that,
I don't think they were
but
watching those scouts.
Liverpool were winning European trophies, so you know
Yeah, no,
they
I
had
agree with
exposure in
you.
Europe. But no, it could be the red, or most
Could
likely
be
it's the
red.
red.
Let's go with red. Let's not go with the
Um,
Champions League and the European victories. Let's go with being red.
let's
Nothing
go
to
with
do
being
with
red.
Ian Rush and Dalglish and all of them.
No, none of that. None of
But
that.
no, so I think what it was, but yeah, I genuinely thought heads were going to go down, and I'm really impressed with the performance, and not even the performance, the character that they showed of being like, no, we can do something here, and we
Yeah,
did. We
they kept the
took
fight.
the lead, unless, like you mentioned, obviously I don't know exactly Gallagher was at fault for the goal, but yeah, we were winning 1-0 until late added time or mid added time in this first half.
The
If
first
we'd
half,
gone in 2-1 at half time, could it have been different? Ifs and buts, but you don't never know. But overall,
maybe. I
great
could have pissed Man
performance.
City off even more, and they would
But
have come
seriously,
out
the way
swinging.
I genuinely thought the way we played was fantastic. Like we were high energy. We weren't holding onto the ball for too long. We held the ball at the right times. If it needed to be held, it wasn't kind of like just the sake of passing for the
No.
let me just get rid. It was more like with purpose. It had intent. I'm going to pass here because it's going to go there. There it's going to go. You know what I mean? There was a game
I think
plan. You could see the game plan
it proved
folded
at the
out.
end of the day. A few minutes later, it proved you didn't sit on your laurels. You went out attacked, and then Sterling obviously got the second goal and a good movement yet again. It was like what he assisted Nicholas Jackson from last week against Tottenham. Obviously, Sterling did a similar thing, so made it 2-1. But again, which shows that you didn't just sit back. You went. You wanted. Oh, sorry, they wanted to. They had the hunger to go and fight, and they did. So they achieved that. And again, obviously, they made it 2-2 with the Kanji's header, which we have talked about. And you know, it's disappointing because you know the attackers are fighting out there. That they're obviously going at the City defense, which is not an easy feat to do. And then at the other side, you know, you get one lapse of concentration. Akanji walks in, gets a header, and it makes it 2-2. And then you think, ah, shit, now it's going to be dangerous. You know what I mean? Now it's going to be dangerous.
Well, it was because they came out even in the second half. They scored straight away, didn't they? I think my guy Enzo lost the ball and they went up, and then Haaland scored it with his testicles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He slid in, didn't he? That's
he
it.
literally missed his kick with his foot, went under him, and he just hit his testicles,
just slid it in, didn't he? Yeah.
And then just kind of straight in there.
Just slid it in.
Soft cucumber.
Flopped cucumber.
That's it. Flopped cucumber.
Come on now, please. Told you, prostitute of the veg world. Yeah, so obviously made it 3-2, and I didn't watch the second half, so I couldn't tell you who was at fault for that. But I did obviously watch the goals, and yeah, Haaland, you're right. He obviously testicled it in. Nick Jackson. If you're anything like me, my headwear is only New Era caps. New Era is the official headwear provider for NFL, MLB, and the NBA. But New Era caps are not just headwear. They are a global brand of culture, style, and self-expression. I'm a huge fan of rap and hip-hop, and growing up, I used to watch artists sporting the New Era caps. I was mesmerized by the way they used to fit just perfectly. I remember my first ever New Era cap. It was a Blue Jays cap. I lived in Toronto, so it had to be. My favorite from my personal collection is my LA Dodgers. I have two different versions, fitted and the 940. What I love most about New Era is the quality of the product is second to none. I refuse to wear any other brand caps when New Era is available. So if you want to dress like your favorite sports stars and musicians, visit the official website neweracap.com and use code TASHMIKE at checkout for 15% off. That's neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE for 15% off. Talk to me.
No, I did. Nick Jackson did the right thing. He was there. He took the first touch. Most players probably snatched at it, but this is the one time that he paid off when he does take a touch. There's times when he's taking a touch. You're like, why did you do that? That decision making of like, this is a first time hit. This is take a touch moment. Why? But yesterday, Conor Gallagher took the shot from outside the box. Great strike, low, hard. It's one of those shots where it's like kind of like, I don't know, about 20, 30 centimeters off the ground, and he just propels towards the goal. Keeper saved it, but as he saved it, kind of came towards the middle of the goal, middle of the pitch, towards the penalty spot, sorry. Yeah. Jackson took a touch and finished it. So yeah, 3-3, we're buzzing, we're all for it. And I was like, okay, this is good. Again, good for Nicholas Jackson to get goals. He's a striker. Yeah. Strikers feed on goals, confidence, etc. So yeah, hopefully he makes these things. I'm hoping it kind of help him. But yeah, four goals in two. hopefully now a bit of an international break, and then we can go on and see. But one thing I wanted to touch on Jackson, when Nguku comes back, it's going to be interesting to see who is dropped, because if Sterling is on the form he's in, and he's definitely not dropping Cole Palmer because he's been the breath of fresh air at Chelsea. So he's been absolutely
You cannot drop Cole Palmer, by the way.
Cole Palmer is probably arguably our best player at the minute. He is our Kevin De Bruyne to Man City. Okay,
He's
not on
fantastic,
that level, but he's kind of that's that guy for us, the pass to the
he's still
quarterback,
young.
etc. He's 21, bro. He's got such. But then anyway, moving on for slightly from Cole Palmer, I just don't know who it's going to play. So unless he drops Jackson's going to go to, if he gets selected by Senegal to African Cup of Nations, I'll give him plenty of time for Nguku and Broya to get some game time and hopefully play. If Todd Bowley doesn't fuck us over and end up buying another, like, sells Armando Broya to balance the books and then ends up buying X, Y, and Z again, ends up buying shit. But definitely happy with the goal from Jackson. But I made my points clear earlier as well about Jackson. There's still more in there. Like, I would expect more from him. Same as Raheem Sterling when he scored 3 or was involved in 4 goals against Luton or Burnley or wherever he was. I was like, it's not enough. There's more in there. I need to see more from him. And
He's showing that. To be fair to Sterling, he
listens to the pod. He listens. And he listens. He heard. He kind of. I gave him the points. He went back to Poch and he says, "Ricky Laddie's talking about these," and Poch was like, "Do you know what?
Makes sense.
Yeah, follow it through. See what happens." And he did. And look at it now.
Exactly. Look at you now. Huh? Look at you now.
He's basically saying to him, "He's like, they said, can't get any worse than you are, mate. So maybe give them those talking points. Yeah, try. Give it a go."
And then obviously Rodri makes it 3-3.
Fuck that guy.
I know obviously how everyone feels about Rodri, which is fair, which is really fair.
No, to be fair, I actually like him. I think he's a great
player. Great player.
He's a great player, but even as a person, he's really well educated. I like a lot about him in terms of, because I wanted to touch on the interviews. Raheem Sterling and Cole Palmer got interviewed afterwards, right? I even put it on chat. Did anybody watch the interviews after? They were like, just enjoy my football, and Rodri came out, he was like, we played their game. There was too much intensity into the game. We were playing more for them. We lost the ball in transitions. We should have got the ball better, slow it down. We should have, you know what I mean? There was, the way he articulated himself was like, this guy's like, should be analysis here. Look at what he's just doing. The other guys are like, why am I even here? Their face was like, fuck this.
Yeah, because
I'm also doing enjoying my footy. No, but the thing is, I don't want Chelsea to celebrate 4-4 against City. I want them to be like, that was a good performance and let's move on. I want to celebrate if you win against City, because I don't want this small mind mentality. Oh, we drew against City. Like, no, bro. Like, you don't celebrate drawing against City. You celebrate winning against it. But
it's in the context of the last couple of seasons. I think that's what it is.
I hear what you mean, but I'm just saying in general as well. All Chelsea fans do not want Chelsea to celebrate being 10th in the league or 11th, wherever we are currently. I think it's 10th.
Yeah.
Same point, but on goal difference ahead of Brentford.
No, that's fair. That's obviously a fair point. I mean, because Chelsea they're not a small club. So, yeah, you need them to be at the top. And then obviously the 4th goal for Chelsea, Palmer steps up.
Penalty. Did you watch it?
I did.
Talk about the pen. 100%. Well done, Broya, by the way. Great touch with the knee, took it away from the defender. I think he knew the guy was going to, because at first I thought he won it with experience. You know, like where players just leave a dangling leg about.
Yeah.
No, he actually got wiped out. That was his standing leg. He touched it, took the ball to the right, and his standing leg just got taken out from under.
He was going to bury that. Like, if he didn't get tackled, he was going to bury that.
I think so as well. That was going to be buried, keeper's left.
He had to get tackled
because he had a slight little bounce on it as well, the way he can make that sweet connection.
He was ready for it, and again, no doubt.
They all slid. Kanji slid, Diaz slid, and even what's his name slid. Carl Walker took out the keeper. I don't know if you saw the bit where Walker took out the keeper. It was like they're all sliding to keep that ball out, and then 21-year-old Cole Palmer steps in, ice in his veins, and he just puts it above the keeper to the left. You think, like, how is he? Yeah, such a great penalty as well. And then I love that celebration. Not as cool as Jude Bellingham's arms open, sort of Rio de Janeiro Jesus. He was kind of like shrugged, like, meh.
Yeah, I could do better. And you know what? You can. And he's proven that.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I think, what was it against Tottenham, I think, wasn't it? His penalty against Tottenham where he hit that post, inside post, and then it obviously went in. I thought that was a great penalty as well. Like, just absolutely no stopping that whatsoever. But
even this one, I don't think this one's being stopped neither. Like, moment. At first, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, go down the middle. Keeper's going to dive regardless. Just go down the middle. And I was like, no, wait, he's ex-Man City Academy. They would have done penalty shoot. No! And even the commentator was like, commentator went, yeah, so you would assume Edison knows him inside out. So I was like, no, don't say that. Like, fuck. And then he put it away. So buzzing, absolutely buzzing my tits off with that penalty.
I think the best penalty that I saw this weekend was probably Eze as his penalty.
Yeah,
It was-
stop it.
I
Stop
mean-
it. I saw that as well. Like, the guy just walked up to it and just like, yeah, it's going to
a
go
little
there.
stutter, stopped, and then Pap just, almost like a
Yeah.
Panenka style, but it wasn't, and it was fucking unbelievable.
A long time ago, I don't know when the rules changed, because I remember like a long time ago when I was younger, my dad telling me you can't stop when you take a penalty. It has to be like one fluid movement. Obviously, run and shoot rather than
Which it should be. I agree with that rule, I'll be honest with you.
especially if the keeper has to stay on the line, because the new rule is the
Especially
keeper
now,
has to have one part of the body on the line. So like, and usually obviously it's a foot, because that's easier to do it, or a
can't do it
heel or
hand-to-hand.
something.
Yeah,
You can do. It's up to you what you choose, but professional keepers are going for the heel. So
I think that's very best.
let's follow them. Yeah, let's follow them. But
know what they're
yeah,
talking
and
about.
if you're stuttering, you're trying to like get the keeper. So then why? If this is the rule, it should be just one fluid run. Run and take it. Just run and take it.
Because it's a penalty at the end of the day. Like, you got to treat it like American football, when they do the turnover, the conversion goal, the field goal, for example, they run and shoot. They don't stutter. They just run and shoot.
That's it.
And I think
same in rugby as well. It's not like
Exactly.
just run and take it.
Yeah, I don't like the stuttering, but it provides a bit of entertainment.
It makes for good entertainment when they miss it. I don't know if you've seen that one before. I can't remember who it was. And a guy like does little Paul Pogba penalties, like little steps, and then smashes it towards the end.
Paul Pogba.
No, I would have been Paul Pogba, but no, there was another guy.
He missed a penalty like that where he played for Man United and he was doing the little stutter. He did the stutter for ages. There was a meme about it as well.
Yeah. Like
everywhere.
Yeah,
is he going to shoot or what? We don't know. And I think there was one meme. I remember it was a meme on a loop, and then he just kept stuttering. I'm like, wait, is he?
And it beat him. That guy's daunting.
Unbelievable. But Palmer, steps up. Like you said, cold as ice. Just bang. Straight in.
Incredible. I really hope this performance takes us to another level in terms of belief in the camp, because we were lacking a lot of belief, and we've talked about this. The players, we don't look like a unit. There's no cohesion in the team. But now with this, I hope he doesn't mess around too much as well with I don't
think he will, because he started off
the starting 11,
the same 11, almost the same 11 as Tottenham, and because there's no reason to change it now. Who are you going to put on? The Ugu Chukus and the Chukwuemekas, for example, they're going to come in. But what they're going to do, they haven't proved anything to be like, to be even close to a Caicedo. Even though Caicedo hasn't been good, he hasn't been good.
Caicedo's been awful for us, bro. Did you see the way Bernardo Silva turned him? I wanted to touch on this as well. Flipping neck. Bernardo Silva literally sent him to the shop.
By the way, I thought Caicedo was taller.
I thought he was taller. Why is he
he's tiny, bro?
Reminds me of Cat Williams. This dude is my size.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Why are you hiding?
Got no knees.
Bitch, I got knees.
Honestly, I didn't realize he was that small, and I just think for every half a foot, Chelsea should have taken off 20 million or some shit.
Honestly,
I mean?
Somebody should have gone there with a meter and gone not on this ride, mate, not for 115 on this ride. You can't have that. Can't do that.
Absolutely not. But so that shocked me a little bit, even though I watched him play for Chelsea this season and for Brighton. But in a Brighton team, he looked huge.
He looked huge. He looked fantastic as well. I don't know why he looked so good for Brighton. He looked so bad for us, because we're literally a mid-table team at the minute.
I don't think they found the right position for him. I don't think
he defensive mid though. There's no other right. That's what he did for Brighton. He played. So I'll come closer to the mic. He's defensive midfielder. Even if he's playing as a 2 or a 3, you stay there in front of that defense. But for Brighton, he had the confidence. He was taking players on.
You can't trust. You got Disasi behind him, bro. You got Disasi behind him. Let's just face it, right? Disasi, I've said on different pods this season.
First game against Liverpool, he was all right. After that, I don't think he did anything after that.
Exactly, and I think that's what it is. Even with like a Thomas Partey, for example, when we had fucking shit defenders like a Rob Holding, for example, we weren't good because he wasn't confident enough to make that run forward and leave that space behind. And I think Caicedo's the same, because with Enzo, even with Enzo, I don't think you found the right position for him. Like Enzo Fernandez, I don't think he plays in that position. I just don't. I think he needs to be repurposed for something else, because he's not doing that good. Like he needs to be a type of point guard, isn't it? Like, he takes that ball and then he's the playmaker. He's the creator of things. Even
that's been taken off him. I think he had that title with Potter, under Potter and under Lamb. He did well, but he wasn't leading anyway. Didn't lead to many assists. Didn't lead to anything. Cole Palmer took over that.
He didn't have the players for it. And the thing is,
but out of the two for me, me, like Palmer's proved himself instantly now.
Oh yeah.
And my guy Enzo, 120 million, hasn't really proved himself that well.
Not
The
at all.
shot, even against, who was it when I was talking to you about against Spurs? He was on the pitch. Not once did he cross the ball to beat the back line. We had Raheem Sterling, Mudryk, and Jackson. Jackson looks awkward when he's running, but he is a quick player.
He's a
Not
quick
once
player,
did the ball go over to be like, just go and run onto it.
Yeah.
It was just like
No,
little
that's why he got taken off.
5-yard passes in, and this is against City. He got taken off as well because he was losing the ball too many times. And I was just screaming at the TV. I was like, this guy needs to leave. And then he actually took him off. And he brought Mudryk on. And Mudryk did one decent run. And he dragged 3 defenders towards him. Do you know, for the goal where he cooked it in because he took them players out?
He did, yeah.
And then after that, I was like, then for Mudryk again, the term I've used tonight is screaming at the TV. So yeah, again, screaming at the TV was, dude, do what Raheem Sterling did. Nah, he wasn't listening, bro. Clearly not loud enough. Clearly not loud enough. But I was like, jokes aside, right? All you had to do while sat on the bench, do what Raheem Sterling did. Raheem Sterling slowed it down, then ran. Raheem Sterling, this guy was trying to touch him, coming to his right foot all the time. Bro, like, you are quicker than Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker is quick, but you are the fastest in the Prem. Just knock it past and then run. Just test him. Just be like, do you know what, mate? I'm going to do this to you. Let's see if you can keep up.
And he was fresh on.
But he didn't try it once. He was fresh on. It is, again, it's a bit of a confidence with him because I don't know what it is. Like, Poch, everybody seems to be raving. Like, anything I see on Chelsea coming out of the training ground, he's this guy. But I think when he gets on the pitch, I think the price tag, the media, the criticism, all this other stuff, maybe he's got stuff going on in his personal life. I don't know. But yeah, he needs to really start performing now because the fans are expecting a lot from him.
I think what you said earlier about, this could hopefully be the spark. And I think I was watching on Netflix this Untold. Was it Untold? Something like it was a documentary series. I think it's called Untold, and there was it's about an American football team called the Gainesville Gators or something like that, right? College football team, American football. And there was one guy that when the new coach came in, they was struggling a little bit, and they brought one guy in, a younger guy called Tim Tebow, right? And he was a quarterback, and again, he made that difference. And I feel bringing Cole Palmer in, a winner who played 40 plus games for City, scored a few goals and all that stuff. I think it was like 9 goals or something like that in 40 appearances. And again, those aren't starting appearances, and that's pretty decent numbers for playing for a City team at that age. So I think bringing someone in like that who's really hungry and who's come out of that Pep school, and he's like, you know what, I need to prove my craft here, and you know what, he has done exactly that. And if Reece James is injured for the rest of the season, God forbid, whatever, because obviously England and whatnot. But if he is, I can genuinely see Cole Palmer stepping up and captaining that team, because he is that good, and I think he's getting that respect. And Sterling's playing that well because he's got someone like a Cole Palmer.
I think so. I was literally going to say that. And this is what maybe with Cole Palmer can make Mudryk better, can force Mudryk to make types of runs that he's not even making.
He's pointing at everyone. Gallagher's, the Enzos. He's like, mate, you need to move over there. And again, someone like
Oxford schooling.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And the thing is, Enzo could be, and he looks like the type of player who's like, fuck you, mate. I'm 105 million. Like, who the fuck are you compared to me? Which is, again, I'm not saying he does, but sometimes, if he's not playing and you've got a 21-year-old who has literally just joined the team for not even close to a record fee, and he's bossing the midfield, that's going to drop some heads. And Enzo, unfortunately, that's what it looks like it's happened. He's kind of reading the writing in the stars, isn't it? It's like, this is my replacement.
I really hope. I hear what you're saying.
Like Palmer, you don't need Enzo Fernandez, I don't think.
No. Obviously, Enzo's there to try and be part of that midfield trio, but then again, they've got to be careful because you've got to try. You can't keep everyone happy, and if you don't have any runners, you can have the best ball passers, but they're just going to pass to each other in 5 yards, and we're not going to move.
Which you saw last season from Chelsea with the Potter team. That's what Enzo was doing. Yeah. He was trying, but no one was running, and it just ended up. Obviously, he ended up looking a lot better than he actually was because he had more control of the ball. He was the only player last season for you guys who actually touched the ball more than anyone else in the team. And of course,
he looked well. I'll be honest with you, and he's got the right technical ability. You can see that. He's got a good first touch. He's got a good vision, and so on. And we've seen him pass the ball and spray it left, right, and centre.
He's playing at the wrong place. I'll be honest.
Now I think he just doesn't have that much. But what he needs to do is continue doing that, continue knuckling down. Because even if he plays not like he played yesterday, but like he has been playing, is it's still it's going to benefit the team, because who else is going to come on? Majority of the players are all defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Ugochukwu came on, defensive midfielder. Caicedo, defensive midfielder. Chukwuemeka, defensive midfielder. Conor Gallagher could possibly be defensive midfielder, but at the minute he's being versatile because he's being asked to play here, there, and everywhere.
In that 8 role, in that left 8, he's doing well.
But even Gallagher's not even for me though. What you do is like, I'd hate to say this because Gallagher's been actually really good for us, but one of those 3 needs to be dropped when Nguku comes, and then basically play 4-2-3-1, and Nguku can be the 10, or it can be the right winger. Cole Palmer is a 10. That Kevin De Bruyne role of like when he played
Odegaard free sort of role behind
the attacker in the middle of the wingers, and he can do that.
Just because Enzo Fernandez costs 105 million, that doesn't obviously mean that he has to play. He has to. No, that's it. You made a mistake, for example. Just drop him. Who cares? Yeah, but you're right. If Nkunku comes, that's your focal point right there. Personally, I don't know how he's going to fare in the league. I really don't. I hope he's not rushed.
We don't know. I hope he's not rushed neither, because it's been a long-term injury.
Long-term injury. And for me, if you can manage to keep Breuer fit, I think Breuer would do that role for you down the centre. Because
I'm really hoping he can do to Breuer what he did to Harry Kane.
He is very, very strong, and I'll be honest with you, he's not afraid to make them runs. He will run at anyone and everyone. You know what I mean? And you're right. And
that two-headed eagle in him, bro. That two-headed eagle.
But you're right. That's what it is that spirit that he plays with. And sometimes I feel like he's kind of ball greedy. He could be a bit more selfless.
That's strikers. With the strikers who are not scoring sometimes can try and be like that, because I think
that's fine.
But again, he's injured. He needs to come back, and he needs to have that injury. But yeah, for me, if Jackson, this is an opportunity. And Nguku coming back, I really hope that we bring a striker because we're desperate for a striker, but do not neglect the development of Armando Breuer. And I don't want him to send it like I want him to be learning under Poch, because we saw what he did to Dele Alli, we saw what he did to Danny Rose and Harry Kane. When Poch was at Spurs. That's why he's been brought in. We've brought these young players to try and develop them Poch's way, or like Tottenham Poch when they came second in the league because Eden Hazard scored an absolute screamer. Otherwise, they would have won the league that season. But there's going to be opportunities. I mentioned earlier African Cup of Nations. They're going to go. There's going to be lots of games coming in as long as we're still in all competitions in terms of Prem obviously, but FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So we'll see. There's a lot of football still to be played, and I think he'll get his chance, because think about it, December is dirty. There's going to be like 3 games in 10 days. Yeah. So
it's going to be awful.
Can't be playing with.
It's going to be awesome and awful at the same time.
It's going to be awesome for us to watch, and as long as our team wins. But you're right. It could be awful for the players, and especially squad depth. With Newcastle, I'm thinking of, when they don't really have that much depth in the squad in Champions League. And
wow, if it's not going to be great that long, I'll be honest with you, because Newcastle, one more loss, that's it, they're done. And
the next game is at Paris.
Yeah,
then that's not going to go well, is it? So yeah, not again. Absolutely but focusing on Chelsea very quickly and wrapping it up, is I'm excited to see what happens if we continue. This is what Chelsea fans have been crying for: play attacking football, but still be defensively organised. Against City, you can be organised, you can try and do certain things, and we did. We won the ball high up, we won the ball in midfield, we won battles, 1v1 battles. Cucurella, I thought, had a great game against Foden, played really well, but again, City is just that, the way they intertwine and move, it's like spaghetti junctions. You think, like, where does this road leave you? Like, where's he gone now? And you saw Phil Foden nearly scored. Haaland nearly got a hat-trick with that shot that Sanchez got down and saved. Yeah,
that was it. By the way, how did Haaland not score that?
How did he not score that? Exactly. Sorry, I think the keeper read it as well.
How did Sanchez save that? That's probably the better.
I think he read it. I genuinely think he started going down before Haaland even shot, because that's Haaland pretty much. That's Haaland-esque, isn't it? Split the defenders with the run.
Well with it, to be fair.
It was a lot of inside foot. And speaking very quickly on inside foot, this is what I wanted to say earlier. The thing is with Enzo Fernandez as well, he's playing that deeper role so he can kind of arrive at the edge of the box like a Lampard. But every shot is with the inside of the foot. It's like trying to pass it into the net. You need laces. You just need to smash Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes.
Lampard,
do you know what I mean? These guys who just shoot. He did. But that's like that lace connection, that's power. Accuracy as well, but predominantly like power towards goal. Because with the way the balls are nowadays, they're swerving left and right, whereas Enzo's trying to kind of place whatever it is on the PlayStation, RB, left, LB1, L2 with the finessing, trying to finesse each shot. L1, look at both of us going, like, trying to...
I'm trying to control it. I've got to control it here. Trigger finger. I've got it right here, man. Why do I need to do this? But that's
the only thing I was thinking with Enzo. But yeah, to wrap it up, I am excited. Hopefully against, but still very big test. Let's look at our fixtures. I know we've touched before, but we've got Newcastle away, Brighton at home, United away, Everton away, and you think to yourself like, fuck it. And then Newcastle, we play again, Newcastle again in the Carabao Cup. So big Christmas, all the way to the end of the year. We've got some really big games.
Big games, yeah.
But the games that scare me the most is not the United, not the Newcastle, because they will leave space for us to attack.
Yeah.
The games that scare me is
you know how they play.
Everton, Sheffield, Wolves away, Crystal Palace at home.
About Sheffield, I'd probably worry about
Wolves away is a bit more worrying. You're right than Sheffield at home, because you'd like to think we'd beat Sheffield. But any team who sits there with a low block and trying to hit us on the counter, we really struggle. But if they do that, just keep pressuring them. Every time we get a ball or a goal kick, do what you did to City. Just pressure them. And I'm hoping.
Sorry, I was going to say, Thiago Silva isn't going to leave that. He isn't going to like step onto the opponent's halfway line if you're attacking. He's always going to be there. He's always going to be.
He's always going. You're right. Yeah, he's not the one pressing,
which is fine. Which is good.
That's fine. He's a fantastic footballer. I really hope Thiago. I really hope he gets like some sort of a coaching role or something, and just to be in and around the building. His experience will be vital to all these young players. Because think about it, defensively wise, like we've got a pretty solid defense on paper. Badiashile, and so on and so forth. Like so many good players. Disasi, obviously, he's not been playing. Go on.
There's two players that I want from Chelsea, and that is Badiashile and Palmer. Those are the two players that I envy Chelsea when I look at them, because I really, really rate those players, and I hope I get to see more of them, because again, it's just that seeing that talent, you know what I mean, just watching that talent play, and I really hope I get to see them on the pitch again. Badiashile, I'll be honest, obviously I think he's injured still. Is he injured still?
Or he's making an appearance now and again, but for some reason Poch is not fancying him as much.
That's fine, still young, he's still got a bit to go yet.
But he's come back from injury, because like yesterday, he's being cautious, which I'm happy about, because think about it, he took out Reece James off, and I was like, what's he doing? And I was like, hold on, he's just come back from injury. Like, calm your hype. Like, let's look after him. It's a long season. Just winning or drawing or losing against City is not going to define our season just yet. No. Could kickstart something, but it's not going to define the season. So and that's pretty much it with Chelsea.
That's fine. And obviously some of the other games, United won.
Fuck United, they were shit. Absolutely shite.
Do you see what I'm saying? United and okay, I'm going to mention Tottenham as well. But United and Tottenham, they are not playing good football. I'm sorry, but they are just probably
Tottenham, I can't believe.
Some of the worst football that I've seen, apart from like the Lutons, the Sheffields, and the Burnleys. Do you know what I mean?
But like on the top teams, like historical top
10, if you will, they have been just awful. And again, Tottenham lost on Saturday because they were just garbage. They were garbage. They had that one moment at the beginning, and then that was it.
Well, that's it. Like I saw I came in, I caught it, I think at 25 minutes or so, and I was like, 1-0. And I heard it on the radio, like, what was it? Brandon Johnson scored, and I was like, wow, Tottenham is doing bits, like scored already. Wow, these guys are going to do something. They're missing so many players. They're winning at 1-0. And then the game finished. It was a boring game, so I didn't watch it. And then it finished like 2-1. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, when I looked at the time, they scored 90 plus 2 or 90 plus 1 and 90 plus 5 or 7. I was thinking,
90 plus
why
7,
did you just not close the game down? Why did you not just say to yourself, lads, 1-0 away to... You know what? The best kind of football is the winning football. I don't care if you play Guardiola football and you lose every game. It's shit kind of football. As fans, you'll call for Guardiola's head.
I can explain. Let me explain.
Go on, my guy.
Let me explain what happened, right? Well, there's once upon a time, Tottenham had this player called Eric, and he was part of the defense, and they lost the end. So he is
not many words.
Like, look, I can't. Every time I hear that guy's playing, my first response, without a shadow of a doubt, is Eric. Eric. Literally, that's it. I'll even if I'm by myself, I'll say it to myself, Eric. And you cannot win anything with anyone called Eric. I've said this many times, but obviously, joking aside, he is such a bad player, and the fact that Sarabia scored was because of him. It was his fault.
No.
Do you know what? I think obviously
Great goal though, by the way. Can we not take anything away from the finish, like touch and finish while the ball was still in the air? Yeah.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is like because of his mistake of not clearing the ball properly and just neglecting. He cleared the ball, or supposedly, but then he switched off because it was just straight away. Throwing came in. What's his name? Gary O'Neill, wasn't it? Gary O'Neill passed the ball to his player. Throwing came in. Goal happened. Sarabia scored from the other side. Fantastic, and again, it was because of Eric Dyer's mistake, and they have no defense. Who else was in defense? Ben Davies. Come on, Ben. What are you, a child? What is this, year 7? What the fuck is this? Ben Davies.
Where did they get him from? The academy?
I mean, what is this? Academy of what? Like fucking Sacred Heart or some shit? I don't know. Who cares, right? I'm just.
Was it a work experience? He just ended up putting a top on. Is that what happened? Some year 11 kid just walked into the training pitch and he was like,
"They've lost all the defenders, so they needed someone." Yeah, they needed someone.
That was their fault. That was their own doing. So yeah, but for me, what I struggled with as well. You're right with Eric Dye. I agree with everything you said. So obviously, just like saying the same thing as you, I'm just going to try and focus on the manager a little bit. It's his fault as well, though, bro. Like Eric Dye made that mistake, but like, how can you you're winning 1-0, you've lost. You've lost arguably your best player or the most informed player in Madison, who's being so creative for you. And he's out till the end of the season, or the most creative. Yeah, let's go with that. You've lost 3 of your back 4 of your starting 11 who have probably played every game this year.
Whether we like them or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but
that was it. That was his team, right? And they were unbeaten until those players came off and Chelsea won, right? And then you go away, and like I said to you, honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. 25 minutes, I was like, what the fuck? They're winning 1-0. How? And then it all crumbled. And I think game management is so important. I'm sure all the pundits would have said this because it's just basic thing. You're winning 1-0 to the 90th minute. Close shop. There is no harm in just saying, do you know what? We're going to play defensive football for a little bit. We're going to go in a low block, and we're going to try and hit you in a counter with Son and what's his other guy named, the Ukrainian, Kulusevski. Whereas instead of trying to play that open, is it Swedish? Sorry, I don't know why I said Ukrainian. Swedish guy, Kulusevski, and Kulusevski, maybe that's where I went wrong. But anyway, that's more for me.
But immigration. So
immigration. That's it, yeah. But he's got a Swedish passport. It's allowed. It happens. 21st century, it happens.
Suella Braverman has come, by the way, so it happens.
Yes, that is a celebration in itself. Being sacked again.
It's kind
sacked
of
again, bro. Like if she gets another job, right, you've been sacked from the same role twice.
But the thing is, it's bittersweet now because obviously David Cameron stepped in as foreign secretary, and I'm like, hang on, you hired the guy who did bullshit about Brexit. What?
Fucking hell, that guy's on there. Yeah. But that's a different topic. That's for a political podcast.
I did not want to bring that up, but I just found it hilarious with the whole immigration thing. We had to mention that.
I'm just going to listen very quickly. Just wanted to say on it very quickly, just so I can get it out. Is basically you close a shop there, you try to hit on the counter, you bring your defensive midfielders in front of your back line, and you say, lads, because if you notice what happened as well, if you watch the highlights again. I'm only going off the highlights here as well. They were like throwing bodies forward. What have you got to lose? You're losing 1-0. Just try it. What happens? You're going to hear on the counter lose 2-0. You're going to be like, at least we gave it a go. You keep your fans go home saying, we're disappointed, but at least we tried to win. And you know what? Because they tried to win, they did actually win due to the Merrick Dyer, the mistakes of individual mistakes. Eric and Ben. This sounds like a BBC show. Eric and Ben, the Flower Pot Men.
Do you see my point? Do you see why I say they sound like kids from school? What are you, year 7? What is this?
It was a work experience day. Somebody went over.
Because it has to be year 7 because you're 8, 9, 10, 11, it's like, Benji or B or whatever. You know what I mean? But you still call Ben. You still call Ben. Stop it, okay?
Okay, so go back to you're right to call Benji or B. What gangsters walk around school going, yo, what up, B?
Exactly. What up, B, bro? Come on, you've heard that before, right?
But I've heard it in America more than you. Exactly. Over the pond, that's not reached over us yet. But anyway, let's go.
Sarabia's goal, it reminded me, Messi scored a similar goal maybe a few seasons ago where he sort of like brought it down with his left or brought it down with his right, but then at the same time kicked it up for his left and then just shot it. It was kind of like a near post thing. I don't know if you remember that, but that was one of the best goals I've ever seen. And Sarabia's goal, just that
goal of the weekend. Honestly, that touch was incredible.
I'm just watching it now, right? And just that touch is absolutely fantastic. So Eric's
touch and then saw his body.
Filthy.
Eric's there to spectate.
He's not even spectating. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't even bought a ticket, so he shouldn't be allowed to spectate. Like,
who allowed this guy in?
If you're not defending, you should not be allowed on the pitch, right? I just want to see the last goal. So Gary O'Neill celebrates. I love that guy. I think he's brilliant. And then obviously the foul in the middle of the pitch. And then after that, they just drop their heads. Literally, Ben Davies drops his head, and that's where the goal comes. So Lamina scores. So here we go. Foul, quick free kick. Sarabia on the run. Lamina makes the run down the centre.
Ball gets played through, like somebody hits triangle.
Sorry, my bad. Can I just... Okay, I didn't realize how bad it was until I just watched it again. But if you watch it again, right, you got Ben Davies with his arms like behind his back, right? Not even watching Lamina behind him, right? And then for some strange reason, Eric, he actually steps back. It kind of like he tries to time a run into it. So anyway, so Lamina obviously straight in there. He was lucky to score, to be fair, because he miskicked it. He kicked it while sliding down. Gets a goal, 2-1, 97 minutes. What you doing? What you doing? And I'm sorry, but the fact that he won Manager of the Month literally a few days ago.
3 months on the bounce as well. He's won 3 months on the bounce.
They need to look. The thing is with the Manager of the Month, right? You need to see sort of like attacking football, defending football. You know what I mean? Like everything has to be looked at before you give a manager the Manager of the Month award. Not just they've gone unbeaten. I told you, Emery went unbeaten 22 games, 22 games unbeaten. Right? What does that mean? How many draws?
I agree with you, but I think what they've done with him, I think what they've tried to do with this guy is basically because Spurs were where they were, they lost Harry Kane, they're all doom and gloom, and then all of a sudden they were sitting top of the league and unbeaten and playing good football or winning football matches. They would have been beaten against Liverpool if it wasn't for that ridiculous line or whatever the hell they were doing with that VAR decision.
Yeah.
But moving on from Spurs, let's go to United. Did you watch anything on United? Did you see anything?
I think I watched the goal. No, I didn't even watch the goal, to be fair. No, I didn't. I didn't even realize Lindelof scored. So there you go. That's how
it was
much
poor, mate. Like a really, really bad game. Like, I'll be honest with you, I watched it. I didn't watch all of it, but a team lost, and player of the match was given to the team that lost.
Yeah,
Ogbene got player of the match.
Oh, but there you go.
And you think to yourself, how? Again, no disrespect to Luton. Yes, they are a Premier League team, but let's be realistic. You go to Old Trafford, and they struggled to score. They had 4 shots on target. Luton had 4 shots on target.
So I'm just looking at 4 shots on target, 4 shots on goal.
On goal, target,
on goal as well, yeah. And
you just think to yourself, what? Like, how is Man United get away with that?
Throw-ins were quite close. Fouls were quite close. So again, it was a very closely contested match by the looks of things, apart from the ball possession. But what does that mean?
It's fuck all. It means nothing.
100% of it, or 99%. If the other team scores, you're screwed. So it doesn't matter.
But Bitek Zidane is smiling away at the camera, saying, "I am confident the goals will come." Against who and how? Like,
did you say Bitek Zidane? He's more like fucking GTS. He's fucking Zidane. Are you mad?
MVQ.
He's like
never going anywhere.
Bartes. What are you saying?
Bartes.
What are you talking about? Bitek Zidane. Come on, don't offend Zidane like that. Don't offend his son like that.
I should not offend Zidane. I should not offend Zizou.
Yeah, you shouldn't even offend Bartes, to be honest. But there you go.
Fuck him.
He's not getting kissed by Laurent Blanc, so it doesn't matter, does it? But yeah, United, they're just not playing good football, and it's a matter of time before another guy, guess what his name is? Eric. You're not going to win a championship with a guy called Eric. Management or player, it doesn't matter, okay? You can change your C to a K. It don't matter. It's still Eric.
Eric ain't your guy. Eric is not your guy.
You can put a shit on a turd. It's still shit. So there you go. And then obviously for me, one of the best results from the weekend, apart from the Chelsea City match, was the Newcastle Bournemouth. Just pure payback. And I've gone from really loving Newcastle to pure hatred for them now. Just because
because of that weekend.
Because of Anthony Gordon. I'll be honest, it's just because of Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes. That's the only reason. And I like Bruno Guimaraes.
It was Anthony Gordon who scored. When you guys were chatting about on the group chat, and you was like this and that, or Gordon, I was like, what's happened with Gordon? I genuinely thought it was your ex-player, what's his name? Willock? Joe Willock? Not Joe Willock.
No. Joe Willock.
It is Joe Willock. Yeah, he's the one who crossed it in, wasn't he? Or passed it in or something. Yeah, it was him who did that. He's the one who caught the ball on the line, off the line, whatever it is, without going onto it again.
Because ran around the outside of the flag to, let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that. But no, for me, it was that, so I got confused in that. But no, for Newcastle, I just think it's just, and you saw what Trippier did as well, didn't you? Trippier went up to the fans afterwards because the fans were not happy with their work ethic and their dedication. And he was going saying, "Do you know how many injuries we've got?" And I was thinking, like, you're the team captain. You should not be going saying, "Do you know how many injuries we've got?" Because all you're doing is just shats on the players who are on the pitch.
Who are no one, by the way. He's not.
Who are no one. You're right, but even as a team captain, it's like you're the leader of that team. You're the team leader. I think in any business, if somebody's off work and some geezer comes into you and says, "Oh, hey, Larry, like, what the hell's going on?" You're like, and there's your team that you've put together for this day, or you are leading this team today. You go, "Yeah, but look who's on the shop floor, or look who's in the office," and you think to yourself, like, "Hold on a minute, bro. Like, I know I might not be as good as Ricky, but I am still
I'm
close
still here
enough."
playing. Yeah, I'm still playing. I'm
And
still on the
that's what I
pitch.
didn't like, because that's going to go on and be like, how many injuries have we got though? And I was like, regardless of how many injuries you've got, you've still got a very good team to go and beat Bournemouth, who are bottom of the league or bottom three in the league.
Close to, yeah, close to. Well, not
And
anymore.
they were just well, I think they're getting figured out as well. I think their football's being figured out.
They can't handle the midweek play.
The
They
midweek
can't
is
do it.
too much. I said to you, this is one thing I'd hope Chelsea get to top four, is because we don't have any midweek football to play.
Yeah.
But obviously we need to start hitting some form and not concede. Score, but not
No,
concede.
that's true. But again, you're playing against a City team who just score at will, really. So
Score for fun. To be fair, that's the first time Guardiola's scored for and conceded for in 800 and something matches.
Wow.
That's a bit of stat for you.
that is incredible. You know what? That's some good. I like that.
But Pochettino's always had his number. To be fair, Poch has always made it difficult for
Espanyol as well.
Guardiola.
Espanyol, Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. Espanyol, Spurs. Yeah.
So no, that's fair. And obviously, the last team I really want to discuss is probably just want to touch on Liverpool. They did their business, clean win, if you will. They had 2 goals disallowed from Darwin Núñez. Who else? That guy either doesn't know how to score or he gets offside, or goal disallowed. Sorry. But Salah steps up, gets 2 goals. Diogo Jota gets a 3rd. Easy done. Business closed. See you later. Another job, another week done for Klopp. So, yeah, it was, in a way, it was kind of, I don't want to say frightening or scary to see Liverpool just win that win against Brentford.
It was a dominant performance.
It was a dominant performance. Yeah, it really was, and it's going to be scary from Liverpool, actually, because there's 3 teams now. We're talking 3 teams who are competing. Because again, I'm not counting Tottenham in that title race, by the way.
No, especially with the injuries with the injury to Maddison, and because I think to myself, without Maddison, where's the creativity coming from Spurs? But we'll see what Liverpool do once they go against City. So go into City, we'll see how that midfield can handle playing against City.
We could catch City being shook up, and after that Chelsea performance,
yeah, so, the international break, see them lads come together again. I think Guardiola will. Yeah, it's a tough game. I can't call it, to be fair, because City always turn up. Klopp knows how to motivate his players, especially against the big boys, like somebody like City, where they could possibly class as underdogs, if you would say that, for Liverpool.
He loves it though.
But Klopp feeds off that, and it's going to be interesting. But very quickly, moving on from the Prem, what do we think of Gareth Southgate picking Henderson again?
I'm sorry, I thought that was that a question?
That is a genuine question. Genuine question. He's picked Jordan Henderson again. And he's not even been on form because there was a question today. I was listening to it, and some lads were talking Raheem Sterling. I was like, maybe too soon. I know he's had a couple of decent games, but maybe too soon. But then they were saying, like, if it's too soon for Sterling, you're going to pick Rashford. You're going to pick all these other players. Calvin Phillips, who hasn't played, you're going to. I'd rather, to be fair with you, like on that left, I think Sterling, the way he is, and for England, he's always done his bits. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I make a vouch for him at the minute. Like, I don't understand why he's not being picked. He said he is, but I don't know. Something must have gone on. Something has gone on for him not to get picked. Because if he's picking all of his old favourites of Maguire, Calvin Phillips, Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane picks itself. But you know what I mean. And then why is Raheem Sterling not being picked? Raheem is playing more than Calvin Phillips. Raheem is doing slightly better.
I don't even think you should compare them at all, because Sterling has been really, really good. Calvin Phillips is not good as a player.
No, I made a comparison to Phillips, but I was trying to focus on just that left forward wing.
Even Grealish, you can't put Grealish there. You can put him on a substitute just at the end if you're winning, just so you can create some chaos and stuff. But honestly, you need Sterling to start. You have
Sterling, Saka, and Kane up top.
You can't have Rashford starting. He's been very, very poor.
He's been really poor.
Very poor. And Grealish, obviously, he's not getting a decent run of games right now, so you can't really play him. You need to pick the players who play. That's just the end of it. And there was an interview as well. You're asking about why Sterling's not being picked. There was an interview with Gareth Southgate. He mentioned that he was asked about Ben White. He was like, "Oh yeah, we like Ben and all this, blah blah blah, but there's other players in front of him." And I'm thinking, who is in front of him?
Apart from Kyle Walker, who's in front of him?
No one. But Reece James, he's been injured. Like, you can't just,
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, Reece James can't go on because he's been injured. Trent has not been performing, because obviously if you're just going off names, and you'd probably go Kyle Walker because Ben White is a centre back, but he's been incredible for you guys at right back for two seasons,
even a
last
centre
season
back,
and this year.
even a centre back. I'd rather have him over Maguire.
But maybe he's just thinking like he hasn't played, so he won out. But even like you say, like he's a centre back by trade. Tomori could possibly play.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. There's something going on with Gareth, and I guess we'll never understand it. So we'll see what happens, because I think he's gonna
renew. Isn't he?
He's gonna
renew.
Is he renewing?
I think so. I think.
I thought the waistcoat was gonna be.
I think June
2024.
June 24, I think he is due for a renewal. His contract's up, but I think he's going to renew. I don't know. I've got this feeling that he's not going to give it up just yet.
I don't think he'll get a club job, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he'll get a club job or like any of the top clubs in terms of like.
No, I don't.
The big boys in Chelsea, big boys in the Prem, all the way down, probably 10th where Chelsea's. I can't see anybody swapping.
I think if he gets a club job, it'll probably be someone like a Newcastle, because Eddie Howe is not going to be able to do what he needs to do.
I think Eddie Howe will probably get sacked this year.
Yeah, like again, I don't, just because you managed or coached England, that doesn't mean or guarantee you obviously a top club. But look, Rick. There's been, like I said, there was some good football this weekend. There was some great scorelines and whatnot. So I think I don't have anything else to add, mate. If you've got anything
Nothing
else.
On, to be fair, mate, it's going to be a boring 2 weeks of no footy because it's international football. But we'll try and do what we do. And to be fair,
for the listeners, obviously we try to do 2 episodes a week, but because of personal circumstances changing, I will be moving, and there's just not enough time in the week really to do right now.
Currently, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, however, once I'm settled in the next couple of weeks, because that's when my move day is, obviously we'll come back with 2 a week, 3 a week, whatever we can do. And obviously we'll have a chance to actually meet up and do a couple in person as well. So that's always good. Maybe even put video. So there you go.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think we should. Obviously for big games, we definitely would get together. Obviously we're going to be much closer to each other.
And I've got the green screen as well, so
we should be travelling down with you, so we can do the score and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? We can do it here or around yours, or we'll figure it out. We'll work on the logistics afterwards. But excited. So good luck on coming down, and see you soon, my guy. See you soon. But to the listeners, obviously, you know what I mean. Since you said all that, it's kind of very nice monologue. Send it out, bro. Send it out. Send us out.
Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the next one, whenever that will be, and keep showing your support on X, on Facebook, everywhere.
Quickly to interrupt, we do all of them. We do all of them in England all the time. So maybe sometime next week, during the week, even Thursday or possibly next weekend. We could possibly include that, like, I'll just do an episode on that, really get together, have a chat about everything, and then we'll just do something about England. I've got my 11, you've got your 11.
Yeah, I've definitely got my 11.
It's like, let's not do it now. It's an hour and 25 minutes, but let's do it. That's it.
But thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert.